You're Ugly doesn't have to do, though, with on-the-field production, Carl. Outside of having an offensive identity crisis, to put it lightly, at A&M, what else has gone wrong for the Aggies?
Well, you have four starters suspended, including top recruit Evan Stewart for a curfew violation that kept him out of the Miami game. Chris Marshall, Smoke Bowie, Denver Harris added to that list. Guys need to really understand when they get on the college campus, they have to follow the rules. It's not an environment like high school where you're going to get to play through some things no matter what. You have just as big of a responsibility in your off the field conduct as you do on your field play. Now, there's some coaches that I know that might not have benched those guys in that situation, but Jimbo set a standard. We saw something similar with Kirby Smart benching tight end Eric Gilbert, a guy that has first round talent, and not allowing him to suit up for the South Carolina game. These young men are getting a lot of money. They're getting a lot of notoriety. It's time for you to check yourself a little bit and follow the rules. Things have changed on college campuses, Emily and Blake. I can remember as a high school coach, I used to go visit my guys. They didn't have food. They didn't have the things they needed. I was always going to Walmart to get things for my guys, making sure they were taken care of. Now, when I go visit my guys, they ask me, Coach, are you good? Do you need anything? They have plenty of money. They got a big bankroll. They driving fancy cars. And it makes them take a little bit of a different mentality going into the situation. Guys, you need to follow the rules that your coach has set for you and focus on playing football. Number one, you're hurting your team. Number two, you're hurting yourself, because those NFL scouts and GMs are going to ask you about these incidents in those interviews when the draft comes, which is ultimately your goal. Check yourself, follow the rules, and make sure you're in alignment with them.
Yeah, and I'm glad Jimbo Fisher,
Hmm.
suspended those kids. I mean, what a missed opportunity for them to go out on a national stage against a great team in Miami and make a name for themselves. And to do that when the stakes for Jimbo Fisher were pretty high. I mean, everyone's been down on A&M, including us. So hats off for him for installing his culture and his rules. And those guys are going to have to wake up, because if you're not going to follow the rules and you don't have the discipline to not stay in your hotel the night before a game, then it's going to be a long college career for you.
Blake, I want to ask you this, because obviously the rules are the rules. They know they broke them. Head coach knows they broke them. But how important is it for Jimbo Fisher to set that standard? You are in a locker room. You know what it's like. How big is it for him to say, it doesn't matter if you're a star player. It doesn't matter if we have this massive game on Saturday where we need everyone. The rules are the rules, and everyone's going to be held accountable.
Oh yeah, you have to enforce the rules. I mean, a lot of coaches have a very small amount of rules, but obviously going out the night before is not a great precedent to set for players that are going to play the next night. I mean, it's something that's important. The leadership at the players that are in leadership positions at Texas A&M, I'm sure, have taken control of this situation as well. But I would expect some severe consequences for those kids. They're young, they need to learn, but there's not one kid on a college campus that thinks going out the night before a game is something that's going to be accepted by anybody.